Hello beautiful people, I hope you're all having an amazing week. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm here with a college related video that is all about my first year at NYU. In this video I'm going to be talking about the classes that I took during my freshman year at New York University. This video is only going to touch on the academic side of my experience, so let me know if you want a video covering my first year experience more broadly in the comments. For the new faces here, hi, my name is Sophia. I'm a student at the College of Arts and Sciences at NYU, majoring in politics. At the moment, I'm a sophomore slash almost junior, but I came into NYU as a freshman. And last thing, I'm actually going to split this video into two parts because it was too long. So in this video, I'll be covering the classes that I took during the fall semester of my freshman year, and in the next video, which will be going up on Saturday, I'm going to be talking about the classes that I took during my spring semester at NYU. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. Anyway, let's get into it. During my first semester, I took 16 credits. At NYU, classes are typically 4 credits. This came out to 4 classes. Side note, 16 credits is a regular course load. Tuition covers anywhere from 16 to 18 credits. So anything below 15 credits or something like that, I'll put the exact number here, would be a part-time student, and then taking more than 18 credits would be insanity. I took 3 classes that covered my college core curriculum and 1 class for my major during the fall semester. The first class that I took was Core UA 203, Physical Science, Energy and the This class had 75-minute lectures twice a week and a lab, also 75 minutes once a week. In terms of assignments, this class had 2 midterms, each worth 15%, a final exam worth 30%, which was worth 15%, and labs, which were weighed for 25%. I would say the workload for this class was pretty average if you knew what was going on, but if, like me, you had no idea what was going on, the workload tended to be a little bit on the heavy side. And in terms of my thoughts about this class, I actually wanted to start with this class to just get all the negativity out of my system, because to be completely honest, I absolutely hated this class. I was already a little stressed about the physical science requirement before going into NYU because I am terrible at anything chemistry / physics. This class just was too much for me. Some of the topics were interesting because the class was kind of a chemical, physical explanation of how the environment works. So the topics that were more on the environmental side were super interesting, and that I really enjoyed. I understood and everything was good. Then some of the content was very chemistry, physics, like the structure of molecules, vibration waves, and all of this stuff, and I was like, no. So in terms of would I take this class again, my answer would be hell no. Next class that I took was Expose UA1, writing the essay. This class was also a core requirement that I covered during my first semester at NYU. I could cry for days. This class met only twice a week for 75 minutes. In terms of assignments, there were small assignments, which she called scaffolded assignments, which were 20% total, and each individual assignment was worth 5%. There was a presentation, which was worth 10%, a story called the Untold Story essay. It was approximately 8 pages, and that was worth 35%. There was a fact-checking assignment, which was worth 15%, and a final essay, which was an op-ed, which was worth 20%. I would say the workload for this class was pretty light, all things considered. It is still a college class. So far, I would say this is the class that has given me the least work and been my easiest class at NYU so far. I didn't love this class. I love writing. I love to write in academic spaces. I love to write just for fun. I love to write in my Instagram, which you followed me. It's linked down below, but it's also at Sophia Builder for some of the really long captions in your feed. I absolutely love writing, but I did not see the value of this class. The class was very basic. Overall, the material was not interesting. I didn't feel like the class really had any substance, or that it really gave me any skills or helped me develop my writing, which was the end goal of the class. I personally think that I would have benefited a lot more from a class that was related to writing specifically for my major, like a how to write for political science class, because that is what I have to do for the rest of my degree, and that's something that I struggled with during my first politics class. But this class was just like a how to write an essay, and not a particularly good essay at that. My next class was first year SEM UA 306, Latin America at the start of the 21st century, coming of age or continuing chaos. This was my first year seminar, which is also a core requirement. Freshman in CAS, the College of Arts and Science, which I'm a student in, to take a first year seminar during the freshman year, either in the fall or spring semester. And I'll enter a brief description of what the first year seminar actually is. In terms of scheduling, this class meant once a week. For me, that was a Monday from 9:30 to 12 a.m. So it was a pretty long class, but since it only met once a week, it wasn't too bad in terms of having a lot of contact hours. For the assignments, this class had a one-page reading response every other week, and these were worth 10% of the final grade. Participation was worth 5% because it was a seminar, so you pretty much had to participate to make the course interesting. A midterm, which was worth 30%, a final, which was worth 25%, and a final paper, which was worth 30%. To be given your final, you actually had to give in your final paper, so it was like giving you work so that you can give me more work. It was really fun, super fun. I would say the workload for this class was pretty average. It was a seminar, as I said, so it was pretty reading heavy. I had probably like 150 to 300 pages of reading per week, which was a lot. But first of all, it wasn't necessary to do all the reading. It was possible to participate in the class and still gain a substantial amount of knowledge from doing most of the reading, but not all of it. Midterm and the final didn't also cover every single thing that we read, so although there was lots of reading, there was definitely a way to get around that, and also just good planning helped me get the reading done. We also had those bi-weekly response papers, which again, it wasn't too bad. It was a page and a half, and that was something that you could do in less than an hour. And the final paper was pretty long. I think my final paper was around 20 pages. I really enjoyed writing it, and for me, that wasn't personally too bad. It was all about choosing an interesting topic, and I think the same thing applies to a lot of academic research work. And for the midterms and the final, I would say they were pretty fair. There were like definition questions where you had to define terms related to the course, an essay section, and then just like a fill in the blank kind of thing, or multiple choice. So all things considered, pretty fair, pretty average workload. And in terms of my thoughts for this class, I absolutely love this class. This was by far the highlight of my fall semester, if not of my freshman year. The professor, Jorge Castañeda, was incredible. Insert a brief bio of him for those of you who don't know who he is, because he is very niche to like Latin America and Mexico in particular. The TA of the course was so nice. He was super helpful. He helped me so much with my final paper. He literally gave me all of the feedback that I needed to write a really good paper. The class itself was so interesting. It was essentially the social, political, and economic history of Latin America from colonization to the 21st century. It was the first time in my entire academic career, like from preschool to now, that I've actually been able to engage with my history and to understand some of the issues that I've grown up seeing in the continent. And I don't know, every class there was so much to think about, and every time the seminar ended I would just have so many thoughts. So overall, I was very happy that I chose that seminar in particular, and that I just had the opportunity to take this course with such an amazing professor. The last class that I took was Pol UA 700 International Politics. This was the only non-core class that I took during my fall semester, and it was for my major in politics. So this class met twice a week for 75-minute lectures, and there was also one recitation per week that lasted 75 minutes. And the lecture was very big. It was like 250 people, and recitation is like a small discussion group that is usually somewhere from like 15 to 30 people, where you basically go over the material, or for some classes the recitation is more like going over problem sets. In terms of assignments, this class had problem sets and written assignments, which were worth 30%. a midterm, which was worth 25%, and a final paper, which was worth 45%. I would say the workload was pretty average or standard for a college class. There was basically no reading for this course. There were weekly problem sets which varied in difficulty, so some weeks it would take me an hour and a half to do the problem set, and some weeks it would take me 5 hours. To be completely honest, I didn't love this class. It really wasn't what I thought it would be. The course was very heavy on game theory. Actually, it was basically only game theory. I thought it was going to be more of a class in international affairs, current events, international politics. But the bigger problem with this course was the fact that it was taught by 6 different people. So the professor for this course had some personal issues, which is totally respectable. So for the first like 2 or 3 weeks, the course was taught by another professor in the politics department. And the actual professor, the professor who was assigned to teach this course, started teaching the class, and it was terrible. One class, she didn't actually come to lecture. So one of the TAs, a literal PhD student, started teaching the class. So that was already 3 people teaching the class. And like halfway through the semester, right before our midterm, she left. So what the Department of Politics did was appoint 3 different professors to teach the class, and each one of them taught the class for like 2 or 3 classes. The class ended up being a hot mess. I enjoyed some of the content. I didn't really like the game theory. Was interesting in the beginning. I did really enjoy writing my final paper, again with the writing. And my TA was really nice. I literally would go to his office hours just to talk to him, not even for the material, just like to see him. I think under normal circumstances class might be completely okay, but it was just a disaster when it was taught in the fall. So yeah, that was all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss part 2. If you made it so far, comment what your favorite class was during the past school year. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.